front there's a guy coming with a baby.
So you're probably wondering, what the heck is going on in that video, bro? And it's actually quite a nice story with a pretty nice message behind it too. And let me explain a bit of context to what that story actually is. So essentially, my family and I right now, we're on holiday in Mozambique, on Maputo Island to be exact. And every year since I can remember, every time we come on holiday here, my uncle has this little kind of ritual that he likes to do, and it's honestly one of the nicest things I've ever seen. And yeah, it's just a really wonderful thing that he does. So essentially, we come from Maputo, which is the main city where they live, my aunt and uncle and my cousin used to live, and we come from Maputo down to Maputo Island for the weekend, because this is where the beautiful beach is, obviously. So we come down here, but before we get to the beach, we kind of go through the towns, the more rural kind of little villages that are scattered across Mozambique. And for anybody who's ever been to Mozambique, you'll know that the disparity between the really wealthy and the really poor it's stark. Kind of like most countries in Africa, the rich and the poor divide is really, really steep, but here it's even more. And you can really notice that, you know, you'll literally have a big mansion right next to the village. And for the longest time, I always used to see that and think, like, how horrible, you know, like, it's the most, like, terrible thing in the whole world. And it really is. But anyways, we come down here to Maputo, and along the way, we come across these villages with thousands of little kids, right? There's so many little kids in these villages, and as we stop across the villages, right, before we even get there, my uncle will go and buy a bunch of like sweets or little sweet hot cross buns, you know, whatever it is. It always changes, but it's always some kind of treat, some delicious kind of like food, or, you know, some snack. And what happens is we come through the village, and my uncle, like, he'll beep once, just once, and all of a sudden these thousands of kids, they will just run. They'll run like their life depends on it to my uncle's car, and they line up, and he gives them each a little hot cross bun or a sweet, or, you know, something nice, like a little treat. And I won't lie to you, for the longest time it made my heart kind of sore. You know, I used to see that and think, like, these poor kids, they have so little, and it made me really sad to think, like, I grew up so privileged and I had everything that I could have ever wanted. I've been so lucky in my life, and I would see these little kids run just to get a little hot cross bun, or, you know, something that I could take for granted so easily, so damn easily. And it made me sad for a very long time to see this. It upset me. But then I saw something yesterday in that video, and it kind of made me realize something. Every time those kids got one of those hot cross buns or some nice little treats, they would smile from ear to ear. They would literally be the happiest kids on the planet. Like, they would smile. Some of them were dancing, some of them were giggling. And it warmed my heart to see that. And it made me realize, well, two things that actually made me realize. The first thing is that I have so much to be grateful for, you know, and there's always something to be grateful for. No matter what your circumstance, no matter what your situation, there's always a reason to get up and say, you know what, I have something to be grateful for today. I have something to smile about. And, you know, for me, it's like I see these kids and I think, wow, I'm so grateful that I have the life I have. You know, I get to come on holiday to this beautiful location, and even though it makes me feel guilty at times and makes me feel sad that I get to experience this and some kids don't. You know, there's people out there that have never seen the beach, and it hurts my heart to think that. But it makes me realize, damn, bro, like, I have so much to be grateful for, because I could have so much less than I do right now, you know. But then again, I realized something that's maybe even more important, and something I noticed by looking at the Mozambican people. And I had a conversation with my dad about it when I noticed this, and this was a couple of years ago. But I would see the locals, right? So like I said, we kind of drive past the villages and stuff, and you see these people, and you'd expect these people, you know, who are living in quite rife poverty. They live in pretty low conditions, you know, in comparison to what I'm used to, or what many of you watching this video might be used to right now. You know, they don't live in houses, they live in little shacks, and they have community food, and, you know, it's all these things. And you think, how could they be happy? How could they be satisfied with a life like this, when if I kind of got dropped from my current life to that life, I would be utterly depressed, bro. I wouldn't see a reason to live anymore. But then I noticed something quite important. I noticed that these villagers, they were smiling. A lot of them seem happier than I've actually been in a long time. You look at some of these people in the villages, and they genuinely, they look happy, bro. And maybe that's just a biased kind of outsider's opinion. Maybe it is, I don't know. But they genuinely seem happy. And at times we'll be sitting at our little place, you know, here in Makaneta, and we'll hear parties going on till 3 in the morning. And I say to my uncle, you know, where are those parties coming from? Uncle? You know, where are they coming from? Who's having the party? It must be people like us down the road. He shakes his head and he says, no, those are the villagers. And they party like rock stars, bro. I believe they party like, they go crazy. And I think to myself, what are they partying about? What do they have to be happy about? You know, these people, don't they see how little they have? And then it hits me, bro. The reason these people seem happy, and the reason they are probably happy, I hope. Like I said, I can't speak for everybody, but the reason they appear so happy is because I bet they're grateful. Despite having such little, despite not having the level of lifestyle that I get to live, or many of us get to live, they seem genuinely happy. And I think it's because they appreciate what they have, even if it's each other, you know. And it makes me realize that maybe it's not all these big things that we think will make us happy. The big house, the big car, the money, the status, the fame. Maybe it's not those things that actually make us happy. Maybe it's each other. Maybe it's community. Maybe it's looking at what you do have and being appreciative and grateful for what you have. And I truly do believe gratitude is a scientific happiness. Because like I said, I look at those people and I think, wow, I'm so lucky that I get to have what I have and have the family I have and do what I get to do. But then I look at those people and I think, you know what, they probably do exactly the same. They probably look at each other and say, I'm so grateful I'm a part of a community that loves and supports each other. And I think that's something that a lot of us might be missing in this day and age. You know, we have all these fancy things, we have cars, we have houses, we have money, but we lack community. We lack love. I think we're living in a socially devoid era of lack of intimacy, a lack of connection, human connection. You're looking at me through a screen right now, but we're not talking. I'm recording myself over a video to you. Perhaps it's something that I realized in my life. Perhaps I'm lacking that community. And I think these people have that. They have the community and they have that love. It's like that whole proverb, you know, a child or something is raised by a village. And a lot of us don't have that anymore, you know. I guess the point I'm trying to make today, I'm rambling as usual. You already know that though, and if you watch my videos long enough, you know I like to ramble. But the point I'm trying to make today, ladies and gents, is be grateful for what you have. Sit down today, take out a piece of paper, write down 3 things that you can be grateful for today. And they don't have to be grand things. It doesn't have to be I'm on the beach today, I'm with my family, I'm traveling the world. It doesn't have to be that. Write down the fact that you're grateful for running water, because there might be people that don't have that. Write down the fact that you're grateful for the lunch you had this afternoon, or the breakfast you got to have this morning. The fact that you have the internet connection to watch this video right now and to do so much. There's always something to be grateful for. And I think that's just the message that I have today. No matter where you are, no matter what level you are in life, you can be the richest man, you could be Elon Musk, you could be living in a village in Mozambique. But there's always something to be grateful for. And I think that's the first step into finding true happiness. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop wondering why you got so unlucky in this draw called life. We all have our own things that we're going through. We all have things that we fight, demons that we fight on a daily basis. We all have problems, bro. I think if we can start by looking at what we do have and learning to appreciate each other, I think we can make a hell of a lot of progress. I hope you all have a blessed day. Get out there today, be grateful for something. Tell somebody that you're grateful for them. It's a good start as well. Lots of love, and I'll take you in the next one. Peace.